take back America from this international clique of bankers, corrupt CIA agents, and all these criminals that are running away with dollars by the billions. Billions and billions. Your money, my money. Are they bailing out you? Hey, Edward, pay attention. Edward, Bob, John. Oh, yes. And Mayor Larry. Well, Mayor Larry, you probably got everything paid off. But the rest of you guys, did they bail you out? Did they pay off your mortgage for you? Did you get your pension funds reinvested? I bet not. I bet they didn't pay off your house loan. They didn't pay your rent, if you're a renter. They didn't pay off your car loan. They didn't pay off your student loan. No, they took the select group at AIG and other corporations from Wall Street bank gangster hoodlum. They took those guys making 2, 3, 5, 10, 50 million a year and bailed them out. Who needs it more? A guy that's got a $50 million golden parachute for doing a terrible job? Or you, Ed? You, Bob? Or you, Stephanie?
Me, I was just going to say.
Couldn't you use having
Definitely.
all your debts paid off?
Yeah, much more than these guys, definitely.
This is insane. And here's the weird part. You got two major parties that claim to be legitimate representations. They're not. I was at the RNC, the Republican, and I can tell you, they did everything they could to discourage every other delegate who was for anybody other than McCain. Ron Paul had a few of his delegates roughed up, pushed out of the RNC. One was actually sort of technically arrested for whipping out a handmade sign from under his coat that said, Ron Paul. They said, you can't have that here. What? Who were these little guys in their little red heads, or red hats, with black hearts, going around telling elected, chosen delegates from the 50 states, you cannot whip out your Ron Paul sign. You cannot, support Huckabee. We all got to be for McCain. That was more like an orchestrated coronation. I wish you could have been there, Stephanie.
I wish I could have been there too.
If I'd had you with me, I might not have gotten thrown out. But yeah, I snuck in one day. The way it worked is a lot of the delegates stayed in the sister city of Minneapolis, so the convention was in St. Paul. If you were clever, enterprising enough, as I was, to simply get on the delegate bus, they had special delegate buses, and they rolled right through the chain link fence, past the guards, past the guys with the big guns, and rolled right up and got off like VIPs. Well,
or, 90-year-old women, ladies, grannies. Get the grannies in there.
Oh, yeah, the grannies.
Like we were talking about,
And there was this...
they won't beat them up.
There was this lovely grandmother, a black woman. I forget what state she was from, maybe Michigan or Indiana. And she brought her granddaughter. And her granddaughter had an access pass to get in, the RNC, were people with real media credentials, but just didn't want to fill out a 50-page... You had to do a 50-page disclosure of who you were, what you stood for, where you lived, and all this kind of crap for media. So basically, they screened out any alternative media, anybody that had ever had a brush with the law, anybody that said, hey, Bush should have been impeached, which I say often, he should have been, and he still could be, should be indicted for his mass murder crimes, for forcing the Pentagon officials to change the report to claim there were weapons of mass destruction,